Nigeria and Ghana compared. Nigeria is no doubt one of the countries known in every nation and by everyone who understands international affairs. It is everywhere and it is in everything. The citizens of the country can be found in almost every country in the world. Actually, you will hardly find a country that someone from Nigeria has not lived in or is not living in. While Ghana may not be that famous, it's not a country whose name is as remote as Greenland or those islands in the Caribbean. There's every likelihood that you have heard one thing or the other about Ghana. Wouldn't it be nice to compare these two countries? What are the differences and similarities between them? This video provides answers. Geographical location. We start by saying clearly the obvious, that both are countries in West Africa. But that's the least of the similarities. Both countries are republics. While one is called simply the Republic of Ghana, the other is called the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Therein lie another similarity and a difference. Ghana is a country abutting the Gulf of Guinea and the Atlantic Ocean both to the south. It shares its western border with Ivory Coast, its northern border with Burkina Faso, and its eastern border with Togo. Formerly known as Gold Coast, it is between latitudes 4 degrees 45 north and 11 degrees north, and longitudes 1 degree 15 east and 3 degrees 15 west. Tema, a city in its southeastern part, is where the prime meridian passes through Ghana. Nigeria is situated between the Sahel and the Gulf of Guinea to the north and the south in the Atlantic Ocean respectively. Nigeria shares its northern border spanning 930 miles with Niger, its 54-mile northeastern border with Chad, its eastern border spanning 1,050 miles with Cameroon, and its 480-mile-long western border with Benin. Nigeria is between latitudes 4 degrees and 14 degrees north and longitudes 2 degrees and 15 degrees east. Chappal Wadi, which is situated 2,419 miles above sea level, is the highest point in Nigeria. Though both are between the Gulf of Guinea and the Atlantic, they don't share any borders and don't share any with the same countries. Population and size. Ghana covers an area of 92,099 square miles, spanning biomes ranging from coastal savannas to tropical rainforests. This makes it the 80th largest country in the world by area. It's also the 32nd largest country in Africa. Ghana's current population estimate of over 32 million, which makes it the second most populous country in West Africa. But it's the 13th most populous in entire Africa and 47th in the world. Given these figures, Ghana is the 103rd most densely populated country in the world with a population density of 262.9 per square mile. Nigeria, on the other hand, covers a vast area of 356,669 square miles, making it the 32nd largest country in the world. Isn't that a bit of irony or coincidence? Both countries are the 32nd largest, but Ghana's position is concerning other African countries, while Nigeria's is in relation to the world. Nevertheless, if Nigeria has the 32nd largest land area in the world, it's an important country. With a coastline of at least 530 miles, it has an estimated population of over 230 million. This makes it the 6th most populous country in the world and first in Africa. It's also the country with the largest population of black people in the world. With a population density of 564.6 per square mile, Nigeria is the 42nd most densely populated country. National features and structures. Ghana's motto is freedom and justice. The country's flag has 3 horizontal colours, red, gold and green, with a black star dotting the gold colour just in the middle. It was designed as a replacement for the former British Gold Coast's blue ensign. Ghana's anthem is God Bless Our Homeland, Ghana. The country's coat of arms, designed by Ghanaian artist Ni Amon Kote, was introduced on March 4, 1957. Nigeria's motto, on the other hand, is Unity and Faith, Peace and Progress. The country's flag is simple, vertical, green, white and green. It was designed in 1959 as an adaptation of the winning entry by a 23-year-old Nigerian named Michael Taiwo Akinkunmi and was first hoisted on October 1, 1960. The national anthem of the country is Arise, O Compatriots, which was adopted in 1978 as a replacement for the previous Nigeria We Hail Thee anthem. The current anthem was created by 5 Nigerians and was composed into music by the Nigerian Police Band and directed by Benedict Ellis Odiase, a talented Nigerian composer. connection with colonialism and independence. Ghana was first and mainly colonized by the Portuguese. However, other countries such as the British, the Netherlands and Denmark have made their colonial marks there since the 15th century, before the British eventually established its control of the coast by the 19th century. After over 100 years of colonization, 4 colonial British colonial territories, namely Gold Coast, Ashanti, the Northern Territories and British Togoland, shape up and become a country. Britain, the last to colonize this unified dominion, granted its independence on March 6, 1957. It thus became the 10th African country to attain sovereignty after a series of strong and determined nationalist movements led by various leaders such as Kwame Nkrumah. Nigeria has a similar encounter with colonialism. Though it had had some contact with the Portuguese since the early 16th century during its pre-colonial administration, colonialism was established when Britain intervened in a kingship power struggle in Lagos in 1851 by bombarding the city. That was how and when other European nations ceded the area to the British. By the 19th century, the British, through its Royal Niger Company, had colonized southern Nigeria. By 1902, it had colonized all parts of the country. Nigeria became independent on October 1, 1960, after more than 30 African countries. The struggle for independence was championed by various nationalist movement leaders such as Obafemi Awolowo and Ndami Azikiwe. So both countries were colonized by the British. But Ghana became independent 3.5 years before Nigeria. Structure and government. Ghana's capital city is Accra. The city, occupying some 7.9 square miles, is also the largest city and most populous in the country. The current form of government is a unitary presidential system with a parliamentary legislature. The country's official language is English. In Nigeria, Abuja is its federal capital territory. It is currently the 8th most populous city in the country. Lagos, the former capital, is the largest and most populous city. Nigeria practices a federal presidential system of government with a bicameral legislature. Just like in Ghana, the official language in Nigeria is English. Apart from the official language, Ghana's other widely spoken languages are Asante Twi, Akawapem Twi, Fante, Dagari, Dangme, Dagbanli, Ewe, Ga, Gwan, Kasem and Enzima. And French is taught in some Ghanaian schools and is used in commercial and economic exchanges. Nigeria's other national languages are Hausa, Igbo and Yoruba. The country has over 500 other indigenous languages. French is taught in Nigerian schools too. Ghana, like many other countries, is a multi-ethnic country. Its largest ethnic group is the Akan, making up 45.7% of the population. Other larger ethnic groups are the Mole Dagbani, about 18.5% of the population, the Ewe, about 12.8%, the Gadangme, about 7.1%, the Gurma, about 6.4%, and the Gwan, which is about 3.2%. Nigeria has over 250 ethnic groups. The Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo, which are the 3 largest, constitute more than 60% of the population. Between 35 and 40% of the population is made up of Edo, Ebira, Esan, Gbagyi, Fulani, Ibibio, Ijo, Isoko, Kanuri, Nupe, Jukun, Igala, Idoma, Ogoni, Tiv, and Orhobo. Economic strengths and challenges. Ghana's former name Gold Coast gives a hint of how its economy thrives on gold. It is also the second largest producer of cocoa in the world. The country also produces oil in commercial quantities. Its GDP or PPP is $229 billion, which is currently 68th in the world. Its GDP per capita is $6,974, which is the world's 136th. Its nominal GDP is $66 billion, the 89th in the world, while it is $2,024 per capita, 149th in the world. Cedi is the Ghanaian currency. Nigeria is rich in various economic resources. It is currently over-reliant on oil and gas. The country produces fertilizers and various other agricultural products. Its attempts to diversify have met insignificant successes. Nevertheless, it has the largest economy in Africa and the 27th largest in the world, with a GDP or PPP of $1.27 trillion. Per capita, it ironically has the 141st largest in the world with $5,884. Nigeria's nominal GDP is $504 billion, the 31st in the world, and its per capita GDP, or PPP, is $2,326, the 145th in the world. Clearly, these two West African countries have more in common. Which of them would you love to live in or visit? Please use the comment section to continue this discussion. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.